This is the latest member of the Insignia family, the Country Tourer, and joins the Grand Sport and Sports Tourer in the rest of the range. Essentially, it's a sports tourer, aka a 5-door estate with a 25mm raised ride height and some body cladding to give it a more rugged off-road look. It's available in just one trim and will be available with 2 engine variants. Both are a 2-litre bi-turbo diesel, initially only in 170 PS, but a 210 PS will be launched by the end of 2017. The 170 is available with front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive and with a 6-speed manual or 8-speed automatic transmission. However, the all-wheel drive is only available with the manual. The 210 version will have automatic and all-wheel drive as standard. Prices start from £25,635. We're testing the all-wheel drive version with the 6-speed manual gearbox. The 4-cylinder diesel generates 168 brake horsepower, which is enough to get it from standstill to 62 miles an hour in 8.6 seconds. It'll return around 51 miles to the gallon and emits 145 grams per kilometre of CO2. The performance is really rather punchy. Pop it into gear above 3,000 and it picks up really quite quickly. Off the line it's quite rapid and there's more than enough power and torque available for most situations. The engine also isn't too loud, so you won't miss not having a petrol in the range too much. The gearbox is decent enough, it's a little bit clicky into gear, but it's easy enough to swap cogs, whilst the clutch has a good medium weighting to it. All-wheel drive versions get torque vectoring and a flex ride adjustable chassis. That adjusts the dampers, steering and throttle response for 3 settings: standard, sport and tour. The body stays quite squat, it doesn't move up and down too much, but it does crash through the bigger potholes and sunken manholes in the road, although I wouldn't go as far as saying it's uncomfortable. There's a little bit of body shift through the bends if you're driving more enthusiastically, but it's not too bad. Grip from the 4-wheel drive system is good, it's pulling me nicely out of these corners. Overall, the steering feels pretty consistent. It's not too heavy in weighting and not too light that you feel that you're in a small car. It feels substantial enough. Visibility to the front and side is pretty good. Over the shoulder is helped with the rear estate glass. However, the rear pillar is rather thick, but it's not too much of a blind spot. There is front and rear parking sensors as standard. The interior of the Country Tourer is borrowed straight from the Insignia Sports Tourer, therefore you get a stylish, well-appointed interior with some soft touch plastics and pleasant detailing with piano black trim and some chrome finishes. It's pretty spacious in here and you do feel well looked after. Up top you get a 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system which controls your audio, telephone, navigation and your driving modes. In the centre is the climate control settings, although that can also be done through the touchscreen. In the centre you've got your driving controls and a short stubby gear lever with your parking brake. It's also got keyless entry, dual zone climate control, front and rear parking sensors and the navigation with Wi-Fi. You should be able to get comfortable in here thanks to a multitude of seat adjustments. There's a pump lever that will do your height. There's an electric button in front of that which controls the tilt. There's electronic lumbar support midway and a rotary dial for your backrest. In the bottom seating position I have decent headroom and it feels spacious. The steering wheel has a manual adjustment. It has a really good reach and excellent tilt adjustment. It's also practical. There's a huge door bin. Up ahead there's 2 cup holders and a pen tray, a little compartment in there, and then under the central armrest quite a deep bin with a USB connector. The glove box is reasonably sized. It looks bigger than it is, but there's enough there to store a few odds and ends. Let's have a look in the back. For those travelling in the rear, you're treated to plenty of room. Got acres of leg and knee room. Foot room under the seats ahead is a little restricted, but you don't need to stretch out that far to get comfortable. These seats are a little bit upright, but sculptured and quite comfortable, whilst a leather finish on the door gives it that luxurious finish. There's a decent sized door bin. heated rear seats, couple of USB connectors, although the transmission tunnel is a little bit sizable and could restrict 3 sitting in comfort. Between the seats is a pull-down armrest with a couple of cup holders. Now the Country Tourer gets a power operated tailgate that you can open off the key. It gets 560 litres of capacity, which if you lower the rear seats increases to 1665, and that can be done quite easily from either side with these little switches. That then extends the load bay through quite flat and true. Flat and true also is the lip, so loading things is easier, whilst that is also quite low, so you can sit on that and put your walking boots on. Here's some underfloor storage, minimal, and some bag hooks either side, and a little net storage area to this side. The load cover can have a couple of positions, one all the way across to cover your possessions, and the other just to load the odd thing here and there. Overall, the Country Tourer feels like a premium product. It's a good rival for Audi's all-road with thousands of pounds worth of savings to be had. It's a good-looking car, it drives well, it's well appointed, comfortable inside with plenty of space in the back and a big boot. Thanks for watching Driver's Seat. Do remember to check out our website for all our latest news and reviews. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for free and let us know what you think in the comment section below of the Country Tourer.